Good morning, viewers. You're watching Republic TV. My name is Priyanka Das and welcome to today's segment of Quick Morning, where we delve into the latest news and updates from around the country and the world to set the tone for your day. From tracking Mahayuti meeting over CM's space announcement to Fengal's landfall updates. Stay tuned as Republic TV brings you the ground realities of these developments. But that's not all. We'll also be bringing you the latest updates from the realms of business, sports and entertainment in our jam-packed lineup for this morning. So let's kickstart today's Mega News Day here on Republic. As always, with the nation first, this quick morning. Delhi's Rouse Avenue court on Sunday sent Aam Aadmi Party MLA Naresh Balian to 2 days of police custody in connection with an extortion case. Balian was arrested by the Delhi Police Crime Branch on Saturday after an audio clip surfaced, showing a conversation between the MLA and notorious gangster Kapil Sangwan, also known as Nandu Shazia Ilmi, criticized the party, saying the corrupt nature of AAP is now being exposed. She pointed out that Balian, who has been the MLA of Uttam Nagar for 10 years, has a questionable reputation in his constituency.
देखिए, ये ऑडियो क्लिप की पूरी तरह से पहचान की गई है। पूरी जांच पड़ताल के बाद ये आवाज वॉइस रिकग्निशन के चलते पता चल गया है कि उन्हीं की आवाज है, भले ही वो कितने भी झूठ बोले। अब इस पार्टी की जो फिरौती बाज किस्म की जो उनकी चरित्र है वो सामने आ गया है सबके सामने।
A crucial political meeting of the Mahayuti Alliance is scheduled to take place today in Mumbai, marking an important development in Maharashtra's political landscape. This meeting, expected to focus on key leadership decisions, follows a series of discussions regarding the future direction of the alliance after the recent state elections. The outcome of this meeting will be pivotal as it is likely to lead to the announcement of Maharashtra's next chief minister. Sources suggest that the Bharatiya Janata Party, or the BJP, the largest partner in the Mahayuti, has summoned all its elected members of the Legislative Assembly to Mumbai for a high-level meeting. Additionally, a central observer from the BJP is expected to arrive in the city to oversee the proceedings and assist in the selection process.
मीटिंग तो होती है, हमारे सांसदीय नेता का चयन होता है, वो तो बैठक होगी। केंद्र से निरीक्षक आते हैं, नाम लेकर आते हैं और नाम लेने के बाद उसकी घोषणा अधिकृत रूप से होती है। 5 तारीख को अगर शपथ है तो 5 के पहले हो जाएगी, क्योंकि 6 को तो नहीं हो सकती, तो 5 के पहले हो जाएगी।
After making landfall near Puducherry on November 30th, Cyclone Fengal weakened on Sunday. However, the heavy rainfall caused by the cyclone severely disrupted the Union Territory, with the army stepping in to evacuate people stranded in the flooded streets. The neighbouring Tamil Nadu district of Viluppuram also faced significant damage due to heavy rains and flooding, with Chief Minister M.K. Stalin describing the rainfall there as unprecedented. Operations at Chennai Airport, which had been suspended on Saturday, resumed past midnight, but many flights were still delayed or cancelled. According to the latest updates from the India Meteorological Department, Cyclone Fengal is expected to move slowly westward and weaken into a depression over North Tamil Nadu in the next 12 hours.
One of the highest rainfalls in the history of Puducherry. This last 24 hours we had about 48.6 centimeters of rainfall. The infrastructure which is already created in terms of drainage is not to the extent of draining out 48.6 centimeters of rainfall.
External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar is scheduled to address the Lok Sabha today regarding the latest developments in India-China relations. During the ongoing winter session of the Parliament, Jaishankar's statement is highly anticipated, given the intricate history between the two countries. In September, he mentioned that 75% of disengagement issues with China had been resolved. Although some challenges still remain, Jaishankar has described the relationship between India and China as complex, with ongoing tensions rooted in historical disputes and trade matters. His statement is expected to offer valuable insights into the current state of bilateral relations and the government's efforts to address the remaining challenges. The Rouse Avenue court will hear the case against Congress leader Jagdish Titler concerning the violence at Pulbanga's Gurudwara during the 1984 anti-Sikh riots. The court is moving forward with the case after reviewing the charge sheet filed by the CBI. In the previous hearing, the court recorded a statement of complainant Lakhvinder Kaur and issued summons to two former policemen, Ravi Sharma and Dharam Chand, to testify at the next hearing. The case accuses Titler of being involved in the attack on the Gurudwara Azad Market, which led to destruction of the Gurudwara and the deaths of 3 people. Assam police apprehended 5 Bangladeshi infiltrators and deported them back to Bangladesh, as announced by Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma on Sunday. However, he did not specify the district along the border where the illegal immigrants were caught. The individuals, identified as Muhammad Noor Islam, Muhammad Imran, Yasmin Akhtar, Ishmotara Akhtar and Muhammad Babul Hussain, were attempting to cross the border without valid documents. Since unrest erupted in Bangladesh, over 160 infiltrators have been apprehended in Assam and sent back. Security along the 1,885-kilometer long India-Bangladesh border in the northeast has been strengthened. RSS chief Mohan Bhagwat expressed concern on Sunday about India's declining fertility rate, urging that couples should have at least 3 children to prevent the country's population from shrinking. In response, Tariq Anwar criticized the Sangh family, pointing out the apparent contradiction. He noted that while BJP leaders claim that Muslims are having more children and their population is growing, suggesting a need for limits on the number of children, Bhagwat is advocating for a higher birth rate to avoid harm to the country's civilization and heritage.
अब ये तो उनकी अपनी सोच है और ये जाहिर करता है कितना दिवालिया हो चुके हैं ये लोग, किस ढंग पर सोचते हैं। देश तब आगे बढ़ेगा जब गरीबी दूर होगी, बेरोजगारी दूर होगी, भ्रष्टाचार दूर होगा और महंगाई कम होगी।
Viewers, tracking the top business stories for the day, we bring you the latest updates on India's economic landscape. From foreign direct investment in India experiencing a remarkable 45% year-on-year growth to a legal battle intensifying between Elon Musk and OpenAI. Stay tuned as we delve into the key highlights shaping the business world today. Elon Musk has intensified his legal dispute with OpenAI by filing an injunction in a US court, aiming to prevent the company from fully transitioning into a for-profit organization. The lawsuit seeks to block OpenAI from allegedly prohibiting its investors from supporting rival companies, a move Musk argues could negatively impact his own AI ventures. This legal action is the latest chapter in the ongoing conflict between Musk and OpenAI. Musk co-founded OpenAI in 2015 with the goal of democratizing AI research, but left the company in 2018 due to concerns over its shift toward a profit-focused model under CEO Sam Altman. Musk has been outspoken in this criticism, claiming that OpenAI's increasing emphasis on profits undermines its original mission of making AI research accessible to all. OpenAI, in turn, has rejected Musk's accusations, suggesting that the lawsuit stems from personal grievances following his exit from the organization. Foreign direct investment in India has experienced a remarkable 45% year-on-year growth, reaching $29.79 billion in the first half of the current fiscal year. This surge in FDI can be attributed to the robust investments across several sectors, including services, telecommunications, computer software and hardware, pharmaceuticals and chemicals. India attracted significant FDI from global investors, with Mauritius leading the way at $5.34 billion, followed by Singapore at $7.53 billion and the United States at $2.57 billion. Other key contributors included the Netherlands, UAE and Cyprus. However, the data also revealed a decline in FDI from Japan and the UK. The strong growth underscores India's continued attractiveness as a leading destination for foreign investments, supported by solid economic fundamentals and sectoral expansion. Foreign portfolio investors continue to exit India's equity markets in November, withdrawing a total of Rs 21,612 crore. The sustained outflow is primarily driven by factors such as rising US bond yields, a stronger US dollar, and concerns over a potential slowdown in India's domestic economy. Moving forward, foreign investment in India will be influenced by both domestic and global factors. The performance of the Indian companies in the third quarter, along with the overall economic growth outlook, will play a crucial role in shaping investor sentiment. The Reserve Bank of India, under the leadership of Governor Shaktikanta Das, is set to announce the outcome of its monetary policy meeting. With the GDP growth rate hitting a 7-quarter low, it remains uncertain whether the Das-led Monetary Policy Committee will decide to cut the repo rates or keep them unchanged. The RBI's December MPC meeting will take place from December 4th to 6th, with Governor Shaktikanta Das delivering the announcement on December 6th. Moving on to our international segment, where we're tracking the ground pulse of some of the biggest global headlines today. We delve into the significant developments from around the world, from tensions escalating in Syria to Trump nominating Kash Patel as FBI director. Stay tuned as we unravel the latest updates shaping the global landscape. European Council President Antonio Costa visited Ukraine on Sunday, reinforcing the European Union's commitment to Ukraine's sovereignty and territorial integrity. Speaking alongside Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, Costa said that international law must prevail against Russia and rejected the rewarding the aggressor. Costa also assured that the European Union would continue supporting Ukraine regardless of potential shifts in US policy under a new administration. Meanwhile, Zelensky stated that any future ceasefire talks would require European Union and NATO involvement, stressing Ukraine's security lies within both the alliances.
We stand with you as long as necessary and whatever it takes. We stand firmly on the side of your right to self-defense, sovereignty and territorial integrity. And we'll do our utmost to see you in the European Union as a free European nation as soon as possible. Dear President, I'm looking forward to see you in Brussels into the next European Council in 2 weeks.
The final statement of the Gulf Cooperation Council Supreme Council meeting held in Kuwait on Sunday called for an end to the killings and collective punishment carried out by Israel in the Gaza Strip. During a speech at the 45th session of the summit, Al-Budawi, the Secretary General of the Cooperation, praised the position of the GCC countries in supporting the Palestinian cause, which he said reflects both Arab and Islamic solidarity and a moral commitment to aiding his brotherly Lebanese people. It capped a day of leaders and representatives of country members discussing the situation in the region, including the wars in the Middle East and humanitarian situation in Gaza and Lebanon. Key Irish political leaders Simon Harris, Michelle Martin and Mary Lou McDonald all retained their seats in the country's national election, maintaining their positions as frontrunners for the role of Taoiseach. Despite their parties' underwhelming performances, both Harris, leader of Fine Gael, and Martin, head of Fianna Fáil, showed confidence in their paths to government. McDonnell, leader of Sinn Féin, celebrated her re-election, highlighting the desire for change among voters. The election, marked by concerns over the cost of living and housing, is expected to result in a coalition government likely between Fine Gael and Fianna Fáil.
Anybody who makes any projection about who is going to be the largest party or the construct of the next government, I think they're a braver person than I am. But what I am very confident about is that my party will have a very significant role to play in the years ahead, and I'm cautiously optimistic and excited about what the weeks ahead holds.
Reputed Irish crime boss Jerry the Monk Hutch narrowly missed securing a seat in Dublin's national election on Sunday, losing to Labour Party candidate Marie Sherlock. Hutch, who gained attention after being released on bail in November to run for election, garnered significant support despite his controversial past. After being acquitted of a gangland murder last year, Hutch attended the Dublin City Counter Centre and left before the final results were announced. Meanwhile, Ireland's dominant centre-right parties were poised to form a new government following a fractured election outcome.
Paid off the state on RTE. That's what you do, Paul. You get paid off the state. The state is paying you to say this, Paul. Now I'm going in here to see what the results are. Don't mind you what a special criminal court.
Romanians are casting ballots in a parliamentary election on Sunday, sandwiched between a two-round presidential race, the first round of which has plunged the European Union and NATO member country into unprecedented turmoil following allegations of electoral violations and Russian interference. The vote will elect a new government and prime minister and determine the formation of the country's 466-seat legislature. Calin Georgescu, 62, is due to face reformist Elena Lasconi of the Save Romania Union Party, or USR, in a December 8th runoff. Insurgency in Syria has escalated as jihadi group Hayat Tahrir al-Sham launched a major offensive seizing Aleppo and advancing toward Idlib and Hama provinces. Syrian government forces responded by sending reinforcements and launching airstrikes on key cities, including Aleppo and Idlib, resulting in at least 15 deaths. The Syrian Civil Defense, also known as the White Helmets, has been working to aid civilians caught in the violence, with officials warning that the country's humanitarian crisis is worsening. The rising insurgency has intensified the conflict, with civilians once again paying the price.
Yesterday, at least 15 civilians were killed in Aleppo city. Our teams now are in Aleppo city, operating on the ground, trying to help what they can. But you know, Aleppo city is a big city. We need time and we need support to provide anything to provide to the civilian. They provide in these tough circumstances actually.
Russia and Ukraine exchanged retaliatory strikes on Saturday, with Russia claiming to have targeted Ukrainian military airfields and energy infrastructure, while Ukraine reported hitting Russian radar stations in Crimea. The Russian Defense Ministry stated that its air forces damaged Ukrainian military airfields, energy facilities, and equipment concentrations across 132 districts, also claiming to have downed multiple missiles and drones. In response, Ukraine's armed forces engaged in 153 firefights along the front lines and struck 3 Russian radar stations. The US President-elect Donald Trump has nominated Kash Patel to serve as FBI director. Turning to a fierce ally to upend America's premier law enforcement agency and rid the government of perceived conspirators, it's the latest bombshell Trump has thrown at the Washington establishment, and a test for how far the Senate Republicans will go in confirming his nominees. All right, viewers, it's time to dive into the world of sports with our segment dedicated to all the action-packed highlights and exciting matchups. Today, we bring you the latest updates from the Champions Trophy, where Jai Shah has taken charge as the ICC chairman. Stay tuned as we unravel the story from the Champions Trophy. Keep listening to All the Buzz right here on our dedicated sports segment. Indian cricket administrator Jai Shah took charge as the chairman of the International Cricket Council with an immediate goal of ending the impasse surrounding the Champions Trophy and a broader vision of making cricket a commercially viable Olympic sport. The 36-year-old Shah, who headlined the BCCI as its secretary for the last 5 years, is the 5th Indian and the youngest ever to head the global cricket body. Bryden Carse and debutant Jacob Bethel led England to an impressive 8-wicket victory over New Zealand in the first test in Christchurch. Carse claimed 3 of the 4 second innings wickets. England required on the 4th morning to end with the 6-4-42. To go with the 4 he took in the first innings, the 29-year-old had match figures of 10-406, the first away 10-4 by an England bowler since Monty Panesar in 2012, and first by a seamer since Ryan Sidebottom in his country 16 years ago. England thrashed New Zealand in the first test of the 3-match series in Christchurch. The Three Lions registered the record of fastest ever 100-plus run chase in the 147-year-old history of Test cricket when they gunned down a 104-run score in just 12.4 overs in the opening clash at Hagley Oval. Jacob Bethel fired all cylinders in the 104-run chase and smashed a 50 of just 37 balls to take England home on day 4 of the Test match. New Zealand's World Test Championship campaign has reached a critical juncture. After a tough loss to England at Christchurch, the Black Caps find themselves facing an uphill battle to secure a spot in the WTC final. With strong competitors like India, Australia and South Africa in the fray, New Zealand's path is fraught with challenges. India have defeated the Prime Minister's 11 of Australia in the warm-up pink ball match ahead of the second test against Australia. Led by Harshit Rana's fiery spell and contributions from the batters, India chased down a 241-run target in a rain-hit two-day warm-up match at the Manuka Oval, Canberra. There were happy signs for India, with Shubman Gill returning and hitting a 50 in the chase. Captain Rohit Sharma has also returned as India get a boost in their batting order ahead of the second test. Two-time Olympic medalist PV Sindhu broke her long title drought by clinching the Syed Modi International Women's Singles crown with a dominant victory over China's Wu Yu in the final. The 29-year-old former world champion outclassed Wu 21-14, 21-16 to lift the title for the third time, having previously won the tournament in 2017 and 2022. Sindhu's triumph marks her return to the top of the podium after a gap of over 2 years and 4 months. Lakshya Sen won his first title of 2024 as he defeated Jia Heng Jaishankar of Singapore in the Syed Modi International 2024 final. Sen dominated his Singapore opponent as he thrashed him in both games to win the title in Lucknow. Sen displayed his impeccable skills on the court and raced to an 8-0 lead in the first game. The Singaporean kept committing errors and had no answers to the top-seeded Sen. The Indian star won the first game with pretty ease with 21-6. Former India captain Sunil Gavaskar has predicted the team's playing 11 for the pink ball test against Australia. Starting December 6th in Adelaide, the visitors, who lead 1-0 in the 5-match series, are likely to welcome captain Rohit Sharma and star batter Shubman Gill back into the side for the game at the Adelaide Oval. Gavaskar said Rohit and Gill will definitely come back into the playing 11 in place of Devdutt Padikkal and Dhruv Jurel. However, the legendary batter suggested that the management is likely to rejig the batting order. Tracking the buzz, it's time to delve into the world of entertainment. Today, we bring you highlights from Marrakesh International Film Festival, where 70 films from 32 countries showcased, including Oscar contenders. This and more as we unravel all the latest updates from the entertainment industry this morning. A central point of these exchanges was the idea that cinema is not only a tool for entertainment, but also a powerful means of provoking reflection and making the viewer aware of their social and political responsibility. In addition to the importance of culture and cinema as a means of building countries' identity, while denouncing the political obstacles that hinder the preservation of the cinematic voice in some regions, the jury also discussed how in some industries the pressure to meet commercial standards can stifle the authenticity of films.
We've already discussed the kind of the weighty responsibility of, we are holding the dreams of filmmakers in our hands, and I think the fact that we all have a comprehension of that makes me feel very reassured and excited to be a part of being some kind of group of mentors to the filmmakers in the festival here.
The 21st Marrakesh International Film Festival opened on Friday in Morocco. showcasing 70 films from 32 countries, including Oscar contenders. The festival, which highlighting emerging directors and films from the Middle East and Africa, features a diverse roster of actors and filmmakers, including Sean Penn, Alfonso Cuarón, and David Cronenberg. The event will run until December 7th.
It's always interesting to meet people in different countries and see what they want to talk about. I mean, so I never really plan anything. So for me, it's just engagement with people and see what happens. Like I said, I never prepare anything because you never know what's going to happen.
Family, friends and fans said goodbye on Saturday to Mexican actress Silvia Pinal, who passed away on Thursday in Mexico City. Pinal, an actress from Mexico's golden age of cinema in the 1940s and 50s, died at the age of 93. Over her 60-year career, Pinal appeared in movies with Mexican comics like Cantinflas and Tintin, and actors like Pedro Infante. She also worked as a producer and served in Congress. And that's a wrap for today's segment of Quick Morning. But don't go anywhere, viewers, as we'll be right back, tracking the top headlines and biggest stories from across the globe, only on Republic TV.